Okay, welcome in the third episode of the strong diet. Why is it strong diet? Can you think of better name? Okay, so we already determined that not everybody is qualifying for low carb, not everybody will be qualifying for the high carb. And this part will be more about people that qualify for the low carb. But before I get to the specifics, the science thing that everybody talks about, but maybe you can't filter it out too much because there's so many conflicting ideologies. I say one thing: why people fail to get ripped. The same reason why I failed to get ripped. Yeah, I was ripped a few times in life, but most of the time I will fail to get ripped. Why? Because I don't fucking want to. And this is the same with all the PT clients. They don't want to get ripped. They just don't want to be fat. Okay, that's a massive difference. Not wanting versus wanting something. Let's say I don't know, you work in the petrol station, let's say, and you hate the job, and you don't want to be there, right? You don't want to work there. Okay, granted, you sacked, and you now desperate for another petrol station job, but you want to take it, even if you have it in front of you. So then you desperate even more for money. And the same mentality translates into training, right? Training, nutrition, whatever you want, anything in life. Yeah. So you want to determine what you want rather than what you don't want, right? Instead of saying I want to lose 10 stone, just say I want to be 100 kilograms ripped, something like this. Whatever, you have to precise it. Yeah. So one of the biggest issues people that are actually qualifying for low carb diet is that they crave carbs. Why do they crave carbs? Well, because of the carbs they got fat. First of all, they didn't go fat because of the fish oil. They didn't go fat because of excessive butter. They became fat because there's more things going into account, like overall calories, not sufficient protein, not sufficient minerals, too much toxicity. However, the biggest factor is insulin, and insulin is the only hormone that makes you fat, and insulin is the only hormone that you have 100%, almost 100% control over, and this control is through carbohydrate consumption. It's not necessarily sugar, it might be white bread. If you have white bread in your mouth, keep it in your mouth for 5 minutes. It will become sugar, but glucose, etc. Why? Because in your mouth you have enzymes called ptyalin that is going to break down the carbohydrates into simple sugars. So every carbohydrate eventually becomes sugar, but you have to eat one that will take very long time to become sugar. Yeah, so you won't hit the blood too fast. Okay, so how to summarize this? First of all, imagine what you want. Second of all, assume that it will be a hard thing to actually get rid of carbs, since you already got used to them so much. Yeah, you've been overdoing them, so now your brain, your neurotransmitters are literally dependent on the serotonin being very high, GABA being very high. You feel very stressed if you don't have carbs. Okay, and now quick 2 tips. Have more fat, especially for breakfast. So like, just shitload of fat for breakfast. You will not crave pretty much anything. Maybe for the good part of the day, maybe until evening. But you know what you have to do in the middle of the day? Have a lot more fat. So if you have like immediate craving, right? Oh, let's say right now I'm craving some sugar. Probably I just need to eat something, but my instincts have been well influenced by the years of violating my system with the wrong nutrition. So what I have to do, I should stop trusting my instinct that is fucked up by now. We humans, we're not dogs. we can't trust the instinct that much, yeah, unless you find the inner animal or something, or voodoo, whatever you want. Now you have to use two simple strategies apart from eating a lot of fast for breakfast. Fast for breakfast could be, say, 10 eggs or 2 steaks instead of half a steak and 2 eggs. This is not going to work, right? A big amount, you can't go over the top in breakfast. I'm telling you, it's not possible, right? Just trust me on that. Try it for a week. Over the week, I'll tell you, you won't go fat. Now, 2 simple tips as I promised. Charles Poliquin recommends that. You have organic coconut butter or coconut oil and 20 grams of glutamine, or you have just butter, organic butter, because the non-organic butter is quite one of the worst chemically laden food sources, and 20 grams of glutamine. Glutamine is changing quite easily into glucose if needed. However, if you don't have glutamine, you know what, it still works. And if you don't like certain foods, treat food as your medicine and medicine as your food. Okay? See you next time, and thanks for watching. You can subscribe to the channel to get the updates or, well, the usual YouTube stuff, strategies. Thank you very much for watching.